time. This is this is TheHande and welcome to another stream. I'm playing yet another adventure game, and as you can see, it's Monkey Island 2 Special Edition, LeChuck's Revenge, or if you're going by how this it's shown there, is LeChuck's Revenge Monkey Island Special Edition 2. Which, yeah, is weird placement there. So, people might know that I'm a big Monkey Island fan, have been for many, many years. And this year, 2022, there's going to be a new Monkey Island game coming out. And over on YouTube, on my on both of my YouTube channels, I have a separate channel, my main channel, and then my Let's Play channel. I have Let's Plays of 3 of the Monkey Island games from years ago. I have one where I played Curse of Monkey Island with T. McBee. She goes by Loco Laranja these days, a very good internet artist. And then I have a solo Let's Play of The Secret of Monkey Island. And then I have a Let's Play of Escape from Monkey Island with my sister Minna. I used to have the originals of this and Secret of Monkey Island on the Monkey Island Bounty Pack years ago. Unfortunately, the disc that had both of those games I've lost. I only have the ones for Curse right now, and that's sad. But what I wanted to do before, these special editions, these games didn't have voice acting, and when these games didn't have voice acting, I did what I think a lot of people probably did with these games, was that I used to read the dialogue out loud. And people might remember that years ago I was something of an aspiring voice actor, so that's what I'm going to be doing on this stream, is that I'm going to be playing this game in the old graphics mode with me reading all the character dialogue and trying to come up with funny voices for everybody. It's probably going to go badly. It didn't go exactly perfectly that previous time. My biggest flaw, besides, the fact that, I don't always come up with a good voice for everybody, my biggest flaw is probably the fact that I laugh at the lines a little too much. It's fun to do, but yeah, because I know the dialogue too well, because the jokes just genuinely make me laugh. This version, this special edition, actually does have a feature where you can play the game with the old graphics, but with the voice acting, which I love. And honestly, I prefer to play this game that way anyway, because I really just don't like the redone graphics. If I want to play Monkey Island, I want to play it with the old graphics. And it's unfortunate that for Secrets Special Edition, they didn't do that. I know there's some kind of mod out there that some people use to get the voice acting to work in the other one. I've never researched that one because, well, to be fair, if I want to play Secret of Monkey Island, I kind of want to just play the original, the way it was intended. And the more sad thing, I think, for both of these special editions is that they didn't originally. This version, I think, does it, but they originally did not even ship with the original opening, which is the title screen. So the reason I'm doing this super long introduction is because once I start the game, I'll be too busy reading the text. So the new Monkey Island game is coming out, and it was headed by Ron Gilbert, who is the original creator of these Monkey Islands. So he worked on the first game and this game, and then he left LucasArts and he didn't work on the games number 3 or 4 in any way. But he was some kind of consultant on the 5th game, Tales of Monkey Island. I'm on record actually stating that this is my least favorite Monkey Island game, and years ago, I think I actually really, really hated this game. But like most things that I used to really hate when I was younger, like over time, I've started to appreciate this game a lot more, just because it reminds me of a time when I was younger, and I've always given the game credit for the fact that it had some genuine improvements over the first game, Secret of Monkey Island. I still prefer Secret of Monkey Island. I still think the story of this one is my least favorite. And the thing is, I like parts 1 and 2 in this game. Parts 3 and 4 are kind of whatever. So I might get a little bit unenthused at that point in the game. But okay. Well. Guybrush Threepwood. You do turn up in the strangest places. Hi, Elaine. Do you think you could help me out? How did you get into this mess? It's kind of a long story. Oh, that's okay. I've got time. Well, it all started on Scab Island. Some of my admiring fans had pressured me into telling the LeChuck evaporating story once again. Okay, luckily, old keyboard prompts or keyboard commands in LucasArts games. Thank God they're a thing. Yeah. So this was originally missing. They patched this up for the PC version. They never did it for the Xbox 360 version, which I'm really salty about still. Hey, you guys, get out of here. Because this I love. Like I said, even though this is my least favorite Monkey Island game, it's got great stuff like this intro. This intro is amazing. Especially because, yeah, this intro, yeah, they basically kind of, continued this style in the Curse of Monkey Island. There's Dave Grossman. He's going to be in the. He's working on the next game as well. And Brett Barrett. Actually, yeah. Rest in peace. He actually died between this game and the third one. Peter Chan. He's the guy who did all this art. And he did the box art. No, he didn't do the box. There he is. Steve Purcell. He's the one who did all the box art. Man. I love Steve Purcell. And the great music. Oh, Bajakian did. He did work on this. Okay, I was under the impression Bajakian hadn't worked on the Monkey Islands, but I guess he did work on this. So one of the things that I do think this game did better than Secret of Monkey Island, even though I love it, the music in Secret of Monkey Island, I do think this game's soundtrack is genuinely better, and also because they had the iMuse sound system. By the way, I'm probably going to be fighting the urge to do the voices exactly like they were in the special edition, because I just hear the voices a lot of the time. Although, honestly, I didn't think the voice acting was as good in this as it was in the Secret of Monkey Island special edition. I thought that the voice cast was much better. But then again, it had a lot more familiar voice actors, where they didn't have too many characters from this game appear in other ones, except Wally. Wally is in the third Monkey Island. Deep in the Caribbean, Scab Island. Yes, luckily. So I bust into the church and say, "Now you're in for it, you bilious bag of barnacle bait." And then LeChuck cries, "Guybrush, have mercy, I can't take it anymore." I think I know how he must have felt. If I hear that story one more time, I'm gonna be crying myself. Don't you have any new stories? Well, actually, that's why I'm here on Scab Island. I'm on a whole new adventure. Growing a mustache? No. Bigger than that. A beard? No, I'm in search of treasure. The biggest treasure of them all. The treasure so valuable and so well hidden that it haunts the dreams of every pirate on the seas. You mean Big Whoop? None other. Then why'd you come here? There's no treasure on Scab Island. Well, I didn't know that before. Now I'm trying to charter a ship and look someplace else. When I return, I'll have riches galore and a whole new story. Or you'll have tried trying. Either way, we won't have to hear that about LeChuck anymore. Bart and Fink, those are the two guys. I love this music, by the way. Ha! Those guys wouldn't know a good story even if I paid $50 for it. If they paid $50 for it. When I find Big Woke, I'll become a legend among pirates for generations to come. If I could only charter a ship to get off this stinking island. I think I can afford to put the text speed a little bit faster. Like, it's a bit too slow. Like, I noticed the theme ended before the credits had stopped rolling. Okay, part 1, the Largo embargo. I love this too, like that the title screens are now actually have art on them. All right, let's pick up. Oop, I think I broke the sign. All right. And here comes Largo. Where do you think you're going, fancy pants? You ain't from these parts, are ya? This here's a toll bridge you gotta pay. Sorry. I just like the special edition, the previous special edition, like, I'm trying so hard not to just do the same voice as the voice actors. Okay, which one do I pick? Who's gonna meg me, shorty? Tough guy, eh? I changed the accents all of a sudden, sorry. Help! Police! Ho ho ho! Scream as loud as you want. There's no police on Scab Island. There's something about donuts. Please, not my new coat. Not in my new coat. Maybe I should cut you one out of cement. Hey, you're loaded. This is my lucky night. Remember, wherever you go, On sea or on land, you can't ever hide from Largo Legrand. I became British all of a sudden, sorry. Tough town. I guess I should have gotten those traveler's checks. Alright, I guess I'll keep it at the minimum then. Alright, and let's go talk to the best character in the game. the woodsmith. Yep. I gotta make up a voice for him too. Let's make him Scottish, just for funsies. What's the problem with that Largo guy? He really goes against my grain. I'd like to make an end table out of him, but I don't have the guts. With all my tools, I'm still unable to create the one thing that could do this island some good. Like an all-night tattoo parlor? No, like a voodoo doll of Largo Legrand. Oh. They really hammer the point home here, you know, that's what you gotta do. That's your first goal in this game. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck could chuck no amount of wood since a woodchuck can't chuck wood. Oh my god. You know what, with this accent this is gonna get hazardous. But if a woodchuck could chuck and would chuck some amount of wood, what amount of wood would a woodchuck chuck? Even if a woodchuck could chuck wood, even if a woodchuck would chuck wood, should a woodchuck chuck wood? A woodchuck should chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, as long as a woodchuck would chuck wood. Oh, shut up. Even the game started lagging. They wanted that bit to end. Nice apron. Are you some sort of chef? No, I'm a woodsmith. Which gives one of us an excuse for dressing funny. I'd like to look around a bit. Sure thing. I hate I wasted my Scottish voice on that guy. I should have picked another character for that one. The Bloody Lip, isn't it? That's the name of the bar. And there's Wally's cartography shop. There's the laundry. Okay, let's go to the bar first before I jump in through the window. That was the first thing that actually got me stuck in this game. Excuse me. Yeah, boy. How's business? It's just terrible. No one ever comes down here anymore. Largo's got all my regulars spooked. You know, I can mix any drink there is. Make anything you could name. But I can't make the one thing that could really do this island some good. What's that? A voodoo doll of Largo Legrand. You there. Uh-oh. Give me my usual and put it in a real glass. I love this close-up. Walk over the dough or you'll be serving Bloody Marys for a week. From your nose. That's all I have. Well, you better have more tomorrow. Or we might have to move this dump to a new location. Like, say, the bottom of the ocean. Ha 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 ha. Well, boy, you just gave them all your money. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. Alright, yeah. We can't do anything with the spit yet because I didn't go to Wally's. I usually go to Wally's first. But yeah, this freaking window, this was the first time I got stuck in the game because, honestly, would you think to just click on it? It's a cold potato and leek soup. Yeah, let's go all the way to the end here. There's the... I've always wondered if that's supposed to be him, almost tripping, or whether it's, one of the planks giving away. And of course, you know, this game is the origins of Guybrush's, blue coat look, which I think is, most fans' favorite. Guybrush has got, two iconic looks. It's the Mickey Mouse pants and the white shirt, some variation of that, and then this blue jacket with the beard. It looks a lot fuller here. It's, weird that in later Monkey Island games, they kind of always wanted to just give him a little, what do you call it? Like a goatee? Not a soul patch. I think a soul patch is different. Hey! Where'd old Pegbiter go? How'd old Pegbiter get loose? I better go catch him before he catches somebody else! Oh, one of my favorites. Oh, that unfortunately is, you know, you can't see it in this. They hid it in this version, which is kind of cool. But there's these little icons that show up in the special edition when you pick up inventory items, and unfortunately, they cut off the text sometimes. You know, little things like that makes me wish that I had the original version of this. I'm actually curious if they're gonna bring these guys back for for the fifth game. No, sorry, not the fifth, sixth game. Because these are the men of low moral fiber who were in the first game, this, and then in none of the other Monkey Islands. Who are you?
Sure, Sonny, I can get out stew. That's easy. I can also extract rock spit. That's because I'm mad, Marty. I'm mad about getting your clothes to the cleanest they can be.
Okay, that is gonna get annoying if... Why did it break like that? Is that the autosave? Oh no, wait. I think that has to be because we didn't get any items, so it must have auto-saved in the middle of that. That's annoying. Like, just randomly, like a line is gonna go missing every once in a while. What do you know about Largo Legrand?
I don't know anything about cargo or contraband. I'm clean, clean, clean.
Yeah, I do love when Largo shows up to scream at Marty later on. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's talk to these guys. Excuse me. What is it? That's the voice I'm giving all the characters. Long time no see.
Do we know you?
I'm Guybrush Threewood, a mighty pirate.
How nice for you.
No, really.
Why did you wake us up, Guybrush?
I'm holding my nose. Oh, gosh darn it, I gotta come up with it. Why did you wake us up? Because I'm trying to do it without holding my nose, and I'm starting to turn into Jar Jar.
Why did you wake us up?
What are you doing? What are you guys doing up there?
We're performing.
That's right, performing. That's what we do
For a living now.
You see, after our circus fail, we started a pirate catering business on nearby Fat Island.
The sacking lunch. It was quite lucrative.
Why aren't you still doing that?
The governor of the island made us an offer we, couldn't refuse.
So we sold him the business. But what does this have to do with performing?
We're getting to that. We sank the money into one of those newfangled glass-bottom boats.
We wanted to take passengers sightseeing trips.
And search for a place called Trinky Island in our spare time.
Boy, did we ever want to get there.
Aside from the obvious reason we had to inside information that Trinky was in fact the resting place of the legendary treasure of... Big Whoop.
Big Whoop, I'm looking for that too.
Well, I hope your luck is better than ours. You see, we got a bit of a raw deal on the boat. Seems the salesman didn't have any glass for the bottom, so he just left a gaping hole there. By the time we noticed we were taking on water fast, we ended up stranded on a tiny desert island.
How much longer is this story?
We met a philosopher on the island and he told us something which changed our lives.
You're a pack of loonies?
He told us that all the world is a stage and that we are merely players. So we became performance artists. And our current work will be portraying man's response to global environmental issues for a changing world.
How come you have to perform on that ledge?
To show the precarious nature of the situation, so to speak.
Right. Alright, and if I ask him about his leg, he'll ask us to shine it for us. And we needed 20 pieces of 8 for something, and he'll run out at 19, so it's a complete waste of time. So let's take this. Oh yeah, you're gonna notice a little animation error when I try to pick up the bucket.
Hey, leave that alone.
Sorry, is this your bucket?
Well, no.
So you don't mind if I take it?
I guess not.
God damn it, I wasted my Transylvanian voice on that guy. I'm not gonna have any voices left by the end of this. Well, there's more characters I can voice. I'm Guybrush Threewood, LeChuck busting stud. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, we have to pick a topic he's interested in. Excuse me, do you know anything about Big Whoop?
Uh-oh, who sent you here? I should warn you, I'm heavily armed.
Heavily armed with a monocle. I was sent by the IRS. Let me see your files.
The who? You'd better not try for my files. All my research on Big Whoop is in there.
I'm looking for Big Whoop myself. Wanna help?
I don't know if I'd be much help. I haven't really been able to find out much hard information. What do you know about it?
I know I'm looking for it, that's about it.
You mean you never heard of the 4 men who buried it?
No, tell me about it. Lots of stories in this first part.
Well, all anyone knows for sure is that there was a shipwreck. The merchant vessel Elaine went down in a terrible storm.
Elaine?
Only 4 crew members survived. They washed up on a remote deserted island. Some say its name was Inky Island, but I don't believe that.
Why don't you believe it?
Because there's no such island. Anyway, that's where they supposedly found Big Whoop. But what is Big Whoop? Whatever it was so wonderful, or so horrible, that they never wanted anyone else to find it. So they took the map and they made of the island, and split it up among the 4 of them. And they all went their separate ways.
Wow, that's some story.
Of course, it could just be an old legend. But if I could just see the map of that island, I bet I could recognize the shape of the land and track it down myself.
Nice place you have here. Goodbye. I love it. Okie dokie. Oh, that reminded me of Broken Sword 3. Nicole, the way Nicole always says goodbye to everybody, so abrupt. Can we just pick up the paper? Oh, okay, we good. I thought we had to ask permission or something. Oh. Reminds me of a dollhouse I had once. My sister had once. Sorry, I keep reading the lines incorrectly. Alright, but we do need that spit, so... Look at this wonderful inventory we have here. Frickin' cheese squigglies, sorry. This bucket, a knife, a shovel, and some paper. Oh, we get to actually use this paper multiple times later in the game. Yeah, that's the thing I was talking about. So, because the paper now turned into a paper with a smudge, it showed the icon in the special edition. I mean, it's okay. I don't have to read every line in the game. I'm gonna probably miss a few, but yeah, that's annoying. Like, if you really wanted to play this, like, the only way you'd really be able to play this properly with the old graphics is if you had the voice acting on, which is annoying because, because if you don't, and I know there's some people who don't like the voice acting for some reason, but, if you don't, oh, wait. I always forget this, so, gotta pick up the stick. It's very important, I assure you. So they're already hinted at. Okay, this one I know, even though it's gonna disappear, but this one I know. Wow, a bucket of mud. And it's mine. All mine. Yeah, and this is the part because of this, a lot of people, well, not just this, but because of this, there's a lot of people out there who have conspiracy theories that the Pirates of the Caribbean movies were just directly ripping off Monkey Island, which is actually not right, because Monkey Island ripped off Pirates of the Caribbean first, because they ripped off the Pirates of the Caribbean ride for... There's a scene in the second part when you're in the jail that's a direct ripoff from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Okay, let's take some string. And, wait a minute, string, squigglies, knife. Oh, no, we don't need the knife for that. Oh yeah, but we can definitely get the bar puzzle done. So, here we go, finally, the voodoo lady. Oh, finally someone who's not a guy. Guybrush Threepwood, it's been a long time since you last came to see me. Do I know you from somewhere? Ah, we often forget those who help us most. We do? It was I who told you how to defeat LeChuck, and I told you where to find the voodoo antiroot, and how to turn it into a powerful ghost-dissolving potion you needed. Oh yeah, now I remember. That is not what happened in the first game. But that's a funny thing. She takes credit for the voodoo antiroot in The Curse of Monkey Island as well. But you got it from the cannibals in the first game, not from her. In fact, it's actually possible to play through the first Monkey Island and never actually talk to the voodoo lady. She's not essential at all. She became more essential from this game onward, because now you actually do need her help. But yeah, starting from this game, they actually started integrating her more into the plots. And, oh yeah, in the third game, she also lies that she's the one who told you how to make the voodoo doll of LeChuck, which I guess technically is true in the sense that you learn how to make a voodoo doll in this, and then you have to do it in the final part of the game, but it's a bit convoluted, yeah. How's business?
Very good. Many hexes this week. Saved many people from the evil eye. Made many pieces of 8, although Largo took most of them.
Tell me about this Largo guy.
He's a weak little man who bullies this whole island around. Most people are afraid of him because he was once LeChuck's right-hand man.
But LeChuck's history, I got rid of him myself.
True evil can never be destroyed completely. You will see.
That's a line that they actually used in the second game as well. That's a good line. Why don't you just put a curse on Largo?
I've tried. My most powerful magic lies in voodoo dolls. But to make an effective doll, I need some items from Largo's person, and no one's brave enough to get them for me.
What kind of ingredients do you need for the doll? We actually have one already.
Are you willing to help me make one?
Maybe.
To make it work, you need to bring me some personal artifacts of the victim. One from each 4 basic voodoo groups. Something of the thread, something of the head, something of the body, and something of the dead.
Hey, that almost rhymes.
For the thread, I need a piece of Largo's clothing, and a lock of hair will do for the head. Bring me a sample of fluid from his body, and from his dead relatives, you must acquire some remnant of a corpse. Here, take this shopping list.
Thanks.
Do you have any of those ingredients with you?
I have some of his spit.
Excellent. You may keep the paper. Have you brought me any other ingredients?
I'll bring you more later.
Good. Now go.
Yeah, so the voodoo lady, of course, is Leilani Jones in the remake, in the ritual. She's the voodoo lady in everything except Tales of Monkey Island. They cast a different voice actress in that. Which kind of sadly reminds me that Nichelle Nichols, Uhura from Star Trek, actually passed away this Sunday. And that's sad. That's this past Sunday, sorry. And that's really sad. Okay, sorry, immediately brought this whole thing to a downer. Okay, I think we can actually, for this first stream, I'm just gonna finish up part 1 because we wasted so much time in the start with all that nonsense with the tech side. And also, my throat is... I shot another video before this, and my throat is actually starting to become a sore. I shouldn't have done that. Maybe tomorrow I'll I'll be smart and not film something immediately before this. But hey, all right, now we're in the graveyard, and this is something I love. This is a tradition that they kept going, is writing funny stuff on tombstones. So let's look at this. Here lies Daredevil Jim McDowell. Hand of steel, leg of wood, Jim took every risk he could. A life of action, that was Jim's, too bad he ran out of limbs. Yeah, I love this. They did this in the third one, but they didn't have as many tombstones in that. No man commanded Jean Louise, not on land, not on water. Jean did whatever he did to please until he kissed the gunner's daughter. And I think this is the... There once was a girl named Carrie who thought that she soon should marry. She went into town and flirted around. She didn't get wed, she got buried. Alright. And here, Marco Largo Legrand, hell on sea or sand. The good news is he's dead. The bad news is he bred. So here's Largo's, this is Largo's grandfather, isn't it? So, is that the reason? Because eventually it turns out that the voodoo doll doesn't quite work because some of the ingredients are a bit questionable, but this is creepy feeling. One thing I will say, the sound effects are pretty bad, but I think they weren't that much better in the first game.
I swear on my grandfather's grave, something weird is going on.
I love that bone graphic. Look at that. These spots reserved for our privileged future customers. Oh yeah, and I do love these bats that fly around. And there's the crypt that we get into in part 2. None of these guys have talked about the Largo embargo, so I'm gonna go talk to Fink and Barton Fink. Also, it gives me an excuse to listen to that awesome music. I love the Barton Fink theme. It's one of my favorite pieces of music from this game.
He's back.
Tell me about this Largo guy.
A two-bit thug.
He's nothing but a low-down weasel.
So why don't you kick Largo off the island?
We would.
But he was very close to LeChuck.
But LeChuck's gone forever.
I heard they never found his body.
That's because I blew it into 1,000 pieces.
Oh no, not this story again.
I ever tell you about the time I kicked LeChuck's butt?
Look, Guybrush, besides the fact that we'd rather all die than hear that story again, there's another reason you shouldn't go spreading that story around.
Largo Legrand is back on Scab. He used to be LeChuck's right-hand man. And you don't want to get Largo on your bad side.
Any idea where I could hire a ship?
You'll need to go to the far side of the island, and there you'll meet a man named Captain Dread.
Yikes, sounds intimidating.
Not really, once you get to know him.
Of course, he can't take you anywhere until Largo's lifts his sailing embargo.
What's this about an embargo?
The Largo embargo.
Well, it's not really an embargo. It's a tax on ships coming or going.
But it's a huge tax that no captain on this island can afford.
Including Dread.
That fool Largo doesn't know when to stop. He can't take more from us than we have.
That was a nice detail of him spitting into the fire. You guys know any pirate songs? Piratey songs?
Sure, Fink here knows a million. Go ahead, Fink. Sing that one about Scab Island.
All right. Well, I'd rather be a pirate on Scab than a scab on a pirate.
Okay, that was a poor choice. I can't. Damn it, I love this song. Yeah. And I do think the voice actor actually did this one really well. And it's supposed to be set to this music that's actually playing. Okay, I don't know if he sings out that same song, but yeah, sorry. I blew my chance because my throat's sore. This reminds me, do we have any more weenies left? Oh, I didn't ask him about the marshmallow. Okay, I'll do that. And then we'll go solve puzzles. Yeah, this is what I love about this game. The dialogue is so funny. Like, honestly, in some adventure games, I get a little sick and tired of the dialogue sometimes. Any marshmallows left?
Marshmallows? We don't have any marshmallows.
What's that white puffy thing at the end of your stick?
It's...
We're just sterilizing it.
So, we're pirates, Guybrush, not Girl Scouts.
So it's cotton for to go under his eye patch. Damn it, I hate that. That's, you know, I have never wanted to turn off autosave this badly for any game. Yeah, they made this needlessly convoluted. So, and then I used the straw on the stick. Oh yeah, and also yeah, this rat was in the first game as well. Their pet rat. So the thing you can, if you try to put your cursor over it in the first game, he would start screaming at you, and then if you did it enough times, the rat would actually run away. Okay, here we go. Now I gotta just get the rat to go to the box. Yes. Oh, no. Okay, now he is. I thought that he was a little too far away. Okay. Now he's panicking, and now I pick him up. All right. So we have the bone. Oh, we got already the spit. So now we go for the hair and the threads, which I don't know what Guybrush is complaining about. It's just because the body that he says that almost rhymes, but every other line. Usually in like poems, it's every other line that rhymes, not necessarily every line. So I don't know. Guybrush was being way too pedantic about that. Okay, close, and now I gotta be real fast about this because he's gonna come. Although this really funny bit that they did is that he curses up a storm.
Hey, what the hell? What's going on? Whoever did this is gonna pay! I can't get this thing off my head. When I get this thing off my head, someone's gonna be real sorry.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Oh, you know what? I just remembered. He looked pretty steamed. Yeah. I was gonna do a Popeye voice for him because he kind of reminds me of Popeye. He has kind of like a bean face. Alright, and we pick up the toupee. That's the hair, or the head. Alright, and now we have to leave because now, magically, there's a... Oh, no, we do actually have to leave the hotel. Okay, he still has a couple of lines. I'm gonna continue doing Largo as Popeye, because I only now remember that was the voice I originally planned to give him.
Look at you, Bulgus here.
I have absolutely no idea if that sounds like Popeye. I'm just gonna do that voice. For the next stream, I'll change if it sounds bad.
You're making me mad, Marty. That's my name, don't wear it out. Look, I want it free and I want it tonight. Party tonight, sure, I'll come. I'm talking about getting my laundry. Don't worry about me, I've been dry for 3 years. I said I need it back tonight. What? Yeah, we'll stay out all night. This is useless. You tell him I'll be back to pick it up or else.
Okay, now close the door and there we go. That's what I was looking for. Nice. Okay. Alright, so that's the thing Guybrush does in this game. Whenever they didn't bother writing like a description for something, he just says nice, so. Thrifty dig for a treasure hunter on a budget. Sharp. It's blank and kinda soggy. Great recipes from the International House of Mojo. Oh, that luckily works. Gross. I think it's a yo-yo string. Nice. Cute little fella. Oh, you know what? I just tried to move this with a mouse roller, and I realized like that's not gonna work. There's a strange little white. There's strange little white bugs all over it. And you know what? This reminds me. I just recently I watched the first season of Owl House, and this great moment where Ida, because she keeps bringing trash from the human world. There's a coat hanger, and she says like, "I've never seen such an extravagant earring." No, actually, yeah, I think the grandfather is okay, and the spit is okay. The toupee... Well, the voodoo lady says what we'll do with the toupee, but yeah, this next one.
I'll see what we have ready for Mr. Legrand. I know it was here. I saw it a while ago. Now, where was it?
I love that, the parrot.
Ah, here it comes.
Pearly white bra. It's April fresh, nice April fresh scent. Yeah, that's the thing that they love to do in these games is like put the TM in everything. Okay. We'll do the voodoo doll puzzle now, and then we'll do all the other stuff. I kind of like to do all the puzzles cross-referenced. But just so that it'll be easier for people to follow along what I'm doing, we'll just do this. So in the second Pirates of the Caribbean movie, there is a scene where Johnny Depp is in a coffin and he busts out and then rows along. Which, you know, maybe could have sort of been lifted from this, but I like to imagine, like, you know, it's not that inconceivable. Like, people use stuff that's not meant to be used as boats or vehicles all the time. I'm reminded of the cello case in the Living Daylights, which is the James Bond movie.
Have you brought me any more ingredients?
I have this toupee.
Not quite a part of his head, but maybe I can get some scalp fragments from it. Have you brought me any other ingredients?
I have the bone of his grandfather.
Perfect. Do you have the final ingredient?
I have this pearly white bra.
Yes, that will work. Right, now I can make the voodoo doll to be reckoned with. Let me get my juju bag. And now for the ingredients. A dandruff flake from Largo's head. A single piece of Largo's thread. A drop of fluid from his body. A single chip off the bone of the dead. And finally some miscellaneous voodoo herbs and seasonings, including monosodium glutamate. Mate, sorry. This ought to be good. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we assassinate? Largo, Largo, yeah!
She said it a lot more calmer in the special edition. Hey, that looks just like him. Thanks, Voodoo Lady.
One more thing. Some of the ingredients were not optimum specimens. It should still work, but it will have a limited range. You will have to get close to Largo. Very close.
Meaning we had to get into Largo's room to use it on him. Also, voodoo dolls, not a real voodoo thing. Voodoo dolls are used, or were used, I should probably be more precise, in European witchcraft, and then they kind of got amalgamated into voodoo stuff. I think real voodoo uses more like stuff like animal remains and things, like skeletons and stuff, I mean. But I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. So we will actually come back to this, and actually, yeah, oh yeah, by the way, I haven't really commented on it, but Scab Island really is one of my favorite locations. I love the nighttime islands in any Monkey Island game. It's Scab Island in this, Melee in the first, Blood Island in Curse, Melee again in the Escape from Monkey Island. Alright, yes. Hey, what are you doing in here? Ow! Take that, you stumpy little dim-witted toad.
What?
Who do you think you are?
I'm Guybrush Threepwood. People don't always recognize me.
So that's why I carry this. I'm gonna tear you limb from limb. How are you doing that?
Largo Legrand, you are no good, vicious, stupid thug. I command you to give back my money and leave this island.
Ha! I already spent all your money.
Oh, well, I command you to leave this island.
You just try and make— Ow! Aye!
Yeah. There actually are sound effects when he's yelling. That'll teach you to mess with the slayer of the ghost pirate LeChuck.
What's that? You killed LeChuck?
As a matter of fact, I did. Quite an interesting story, actually.
The fortune teller said she did in LeChuck.
She did she? Does she have one of these?
Is that?
Yes, LeChuck's beard. Still alive and wriggling.
Let me see that. Boy, it is alive. We've been looking for a living piece of LeChuck for years. Now we can bring him back to life. Look out, world! The most fearsome pirate of all time will soon sail the seas again!
Whoops. Yeah, my throat is real sore.
I'm afraid it's true, Guybrush. If they have an animated tissue, they can reanimate his whole body.
But I blew his body into a zillion gooey pieces.
Not his body, Guybrush. You destroyed his spirit form. His body was safely buried far away. But by now it must be rotten? Partially decomposed? Yes. And I don't think that's going to make him any more pleasant to deal with.
He's going to be looking for me.
Yes.
He's going to try to kill me.
Undoubtedly.
Can you just kill me now and get it over with?
You must try not to lose hope, Guybrush. There is a way out.
What is it?
You're doing it right now.
Fiddling with the change in my pocket?
Hunting for Big Whoop.
Oh yeah, I was doing that, wasn't I?
Big Whoop isn't just a treasure. It contains a secret to another world. Find that world and you'll be able to escape LeChuck forever.
But I know so little about Big Whoop.
Take this book.
Big Whoop, something. Where'd you get this?
I checked it out at the Fat City Library. I foresaw your need.
Gee, thanks.
I used your name when I checked it out, so be sure to return it when you're through reading. The overdue fines on Fat City are pretty steep.
Gee, thanks. Fat City, is that what it's called? It's more like a town. Big Whoop, Unclaimed Bonanza or Myth. It auto-saved just as it said the title, so that's why I didn't say it. Okay. It says there were 4 pirates: Rapscallion the cook, young Lindy the cabin boy, Mr. Rogers the first mate, and Captain— good heavens! Captain Marley. Wonder if there's any relation. They buried their treasure along with plenty of— booby traps in a place believed to be called Inky Island. They made a map which they divided into 4 pieces, each man taking one. Rapscallion later opened the Seaman Weenie Hut on Scab Island. It was a huge success, but fell into disrepair after Rap was killed in a flash fire. Young Lindy drifted aimlessly down on his luck until he mysteriously came into money while panhandling on Booty Island. He used to cash the bankroll in an advertising firm which failed after its gross mishandling of the Gangrene and Honey account. Mr. Rogers retired off the coast of Fat Island. He marketed homemade contest grog brewed in the bathtub until his recent demise. Captain Marley vanished while sailing the America's Cup race. His boat was leading at the time. So, Ron Rogers was ahead of the curve on the bathwater, selling bathwater thing. Oh, that's funny. I did not remember that. I mean, you do find him in a bathtub, like his skeleton. Who has Lindy's? Oh yeah, it's in the pawn shop, isn't it? Okay, well that makes sense. And they technically retell that story at the end of the 3rd game as well. And it was LeChuck who actually tricked him into taking on Gangrene and Honey. Yeah, we need money. So now we're gonna cost a chef his job. So that's the first thing. You do a lot of horrible things in this game. So we captured that rat earlier. Now we're gonna use it. Yeah, and then after this, we're gonna end the stream. Yeah, now he didn't fall on his face. Good thing this is a cold stoop. I always want to say cold stew, but it's a cold soup. Oh god, I wonder if my throat is gonna hold out. I'm gonna give him more dumpy voice this time. More like Kermit the Frog. And generally my retro Kaiser. Excuse me. Yeah, boy. Largo LeGrand has left Scab Island for good. Well. I guess all those laxatives I was slipping into his drinks finally got to him. What? Don't worry, I don't put them in all the drinks. How's the stew tonight? Stew? Oh gosh. We only serve gourmet chilled soups here. In fact, our new cook has been working all the day on a very special vichyssoise. Let's go see how he's doing. How's the vichyssoise, Bernard? Excellent stir once you have a taste. I think I will. Oh my god! What kind of demented recipe book are you using? You're fired! But sir! Out! Get out of my sight! This is the most disgusting filthy mess I've ever seen in my life! Look at all the hair! And what's this stuff? How am I ever going to get rid of this junk? Long pause. Well, here's your soup. I'm really not that hungry anymore. Dang. Hey, can you cook? A little. How'd you like a career in the fast-paced world of pub food cuisine? Are you saying there's an opening in the kitchen? Yeah. You interested? What's that about the... I don't know. How much does it pay? 420 pieces of 8 a week. First week paid in advance. In advance? Sorry, this voice is not really working out, is it? Sure, I'll give it a shot. Oh yeah, they're fish in the portholes. Yeah, it is. That's a cool background. Like, okay, so I've been talking about, how this is one of my least favorite Monkey Island game, but, the graphic look and the music are really, really good in this. Like, that is the number one thing. And there's really funny jokes. Absolutely. The reason I always dislike this one is that it's so easy to get stuck. Like, I didn't know for the longest time that you could get into this freaking window. There was something on one of the other islands. I'll probably talk about that in tomorrow's stream. And then, what's another thing? Oh yeah, the ending. I already talked about that. Alright. So let's go to the peninsula. Oh yeah. And the thing is, even on the official commentary, I think Ron Gilbert admits that they intentionally, drew things out. Here's a good example, this freaking dock. It just zigzags all around. There's no reason for the dock to zigzag like this because there's no other ships here except this houseboat. Alright, and this makes me sad because, Phil Lamar was Captain Dread in the original, so he's a Jamaican pirate. So I'm not gonna do any justice to him. I'm just gonna do my Jamaican accent and, you know, I'm not gonna do anything fancy with it. Are you Captain Dread? Yeah, man, I'm Captain Dread. What can I do for ya? I need to charter a ship. I can't charter you my ship because a while ago I lost my lucky sailing necklace. I called it my eye that has seen the world. I can't sail without it. No way, man. Natty Dreads. Thanks, man. Yeah, I love Captain Dread, and I love Captain Dread's theme. It makes me sad that he's never come back in any of the games. Which reminds me, there was years and years ago, there was this guy called Christopher Ushko, who did an entire fan remake of this game using this program called Click and Play. And in his version, like, you know, Captain Dread talked like Jar Jar Binks. Oh, I can't exit through here. Are you kidding me? All this time, I always thought you could exit either side of that. Okay, I thought he was gonna ask about the money first, but yeah, no, he needs the lucky sailing amulet, which, as it turns out, time for us to do the second horrible deed of the day. We're gonna steal Wally's monocle. Oh yeah, there's the cutscene immediately after this, so we're gonna have to watch that as well. Hey, where's my monocle? I can't see a thing without my monocle. Yeah, Wally is Velma from Scooby-Doo, basically. In fact, I've heard that there's actually a really mean scene that originally happened to Wally at the end of the game that they actually ended up taking out because even the developers felt sorry for Wally at the end. All right, but yeah, I love this island. I love this theme. Yeah, this Scab Island is legit one of my favorite islands. Tell me more about the necklace thingy you lost. Okay, it happened some time ago. My navigator and I set sail for this legendary island. When we arrived, we were taken prisoner by cannibals. I escaped, man, but my navigator was not so lucky. All I found of him was one of his eyeballs, and I've kept it as a good luck charm. Gee, I think I've met your friend. Unlikely. I gotta go. Lots of treasure hunting to do. Okay, bye, man. Come again. So yeah, his navigator was the magical head from the last game that you used to get through the tunnels underneath Monkey Island. That's what that's a reference to. Okay, so give monocle to Dread. Would you like this like my monocle? Thanks, man. This will do just fine for my lucky sailing necklace. What can I do for ya? I love the fact that they actually, like, you know, try to, because, you know, you gotta remember, this game didn't have voice acting when it came out, so they actually put the Jamaican accent in the text. And Jamaican accent, well, I love all the Caribbean accents, but Jamaican is my #1 favorite of those. For the third time already. You're in luck, my friend. Rumor has it that Largo's been run off the island. So I'm now free to sail again. Only problem is that you don't look like the type that has 20 pieces of 8. Actually, I do have that much. Well, man, consider my ship chartered. Great. Where's your ship? You're standing in it, man. Yikes. And part 2, 4 map pieces. So that's what we're going after in this part. But now we're gonna have to watch this cutscene before I get to save. Deep in the Caribbean, hidden by the endless storm, lies LeChuck's fortress.
So, when are we going to resurrect the old bloated fool? Oops, gosh.
I'll ignore that comment just this one time, Largo. Only because they tell me you found Guybrush Threepwood.
It's Threepwood, and I found him on Scab Island.
Very good. No one gets the upper hand on LeChuck without getting what he deserves. I want Guybrush brought to me, and I want him brought alive. I am entrusting this to you. Do not fail me.
Never, your voodoo lordship.
Guybrush Threepwood is finished. I need you to start building me a very special doll. With pleasure.
I'm off to find Big Whoop, and before we save, I'm gonna pick up this parrot chow because we need it. Alright, but that'll do it for this stream. My throat is really getting sore. I hope you enjoyed. I'll maybe pick this up tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. Maybe this weekend if at the latest. But anyway, I'm TheHande and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.